Mr. Derry here. We're in Revit. We're going to take a look at getting some floor systems in, but before we do so, I want to make sure that my walls are lined up with my foundations and that my walls are set to the right level. So I'm going to go to the first floor here. I'm going to take my template out of the way for a moment, and let's take a look at one of these sectional views to make sure that our wall is indeed aligned. So that when you're aligning walls, you want to make sure that your view is set to thin lines, which is right over here. And you want to make sure down here that your detail level is set to fine. Notice if it's coarse, I can't see anything here to get to the face of the core. So I've got my detail level set to fine, my view under view here set to thin lines, and I can see that in this case the face of my core is lined up with my foundation. If a matter of fact, if I click on it and move it, you can see that they move together. I'm going to hit undo because I don't want to move anything. So that's in good shape. If I need, let's take a second peek and see if maybe some of them haven't been done yet. I don't see a sectional view over here, so I'm going to make a new sectional view. So under view, I can go to section. I'm going to click right over here, and I'm just going to take the depth of my view in like this. Let's take another peek and see if this one's aligned. Once again, I can't see it yet because my view needs to be set to fine. That's set to fine. I don't think this one is lined up. So I'm going to go to modify. I'm going to go to the align tool here, and I'm going to select the face of the core. Select right here, and then I'm going to select my foundation, and I'm going to lock those guys together. All right. So that's how we take care of that. I'm going to go back to my 3D view for a moment, and I can see that these exterior walls are not starting at the top of my foundation. So that's easy to change. I'm simply going to hold my control button down, and I'm going to select each of my exterior walls, and I'm going to come over here where it says base constraint, and I'm going to bring those down to the top of the foundation, and you'll see that it automatically moved those for me. I'm going to hit save because I'm happy with what I've done. Now on the inside of the house, I can see that these are exterior walls and they don't belong there. So let's go in and clean those up. I'm going to jump back to the first floor. Some of you probably have done that for your garage. You put exterior walls on the inside. So I'm just going to click, I'm in my first floor, and I'm going to drag this so it's just part of the exterior of the house. This one I'm going to delete altogether. And then I'm going to bring this back in for a moment so I've got a little bit of a guide here to draw my interior walls in. All right, and I'm going to go to architecture and grab an interior wall now. So under wall types, I'm going to go down to 4.5 inch interior walls. And I'm just going to click right here and draw a wall across here. Now I can see that some of these other walls in here are also the wrong style. So I'm going to see if I can straighten these out. Yeah, this is an exterior wall. This is an exterior wall. So if I hold my control button down and select some of these, I'm going to switch them to interior walls. All right, these walls actually need to go to here. So notice how Revit automatically heals those walls for you when you do that. I'm going to take that door out for a moment. Just select these walls and correct all of these wall types so that they're all interior walls. It says multiple types. Will it let me switch them all? Yeah, okay. So we're going to switch those. Matter of fact, you could select all of these by just doing a click like this, and that will select them all. I can hold the control button down and select all these as well. And it has multiple categories. We're going to see if we can, last time it let me do it. Why won't it let me do it? All right. Sometimes it doesn't like it when I have too many wall types selected. Here we go. This time it did. I don't know why. All right. So we're going to change them all to interior walls. I think I have a couple over here that need to get changed to interior walls. All right. That looks good. So now if I go to a 3D view, you can see that these walls inside here are all interior walls, and these are my exterior walls that are at the right level. So let's go ahead and put our first floor in. And I'm going to go to the first floor to put the first floor in, and I'm going to go to floor. And let me just, I went there kind of quickly. Let me go back under, hit escape. All right. Under architecture, we're going to go to floor. And under floor type, there are lots of choices. I'm going to hit, oops. I want to go to, I'm going to try that again. We're going to go to architecture, go to floor. Not finding the one I want, but I'm going to edit this later on. So I'm going to go with a, actually go with a 12-inch joist floor with carpet finish. And we'll talk about how to change that later on. So when you activate the floor command, you want to be on the floor level that you're installing it. And then you're just going to simply click boundary lines that represent the outside of your floor. Now, these are going to need to get modified. Notice that this line goes too far. So I'm just going to come in here and we're going to edit that so that it fits. Okay. So this guy right here, I need to select that one and bring it in. So let's see, we can use the trim command here, trim that in. All right, and now we need to move these out to our boundaries that are the correct boundaries. Right now I'm on the inside face of the wall and I want to move it to the outside. I'm going to hit OK for a moment. Just have it build my floor system, and now I'm going to show you how to edit it. So if I click Edit Boundary and I select my Align tool just like we did before, if I hit Face of the Core, I could come in here and align these things to the face of the core. Oops. Align, face of the core, select that. And I could lock all those there as well so that if I make any changes, the floor system will stay locked to the exterior part of my wall. Whoops, I want to do this one. There we go. Now I'm going to do one incorrectly just to show you what I mean by that. These I've all got correct. This one is incorrect, and I'm going to leave it there just to show you what I mean. Those are correct. All right, so what does it look like in a sectional view if you put your floor in correctly? I click on my sectional view and you can see that my floor is sitting on my sill plate and the wall goes beyond it down to the foundation. This floor is built correctly. If I go to my first floor here and I take a look at this view, you can see that the floor is not sitting on the foundation. It's floating on this little piece of sheetrock here. That's incorrect. So I'm going to go back to my first floor and I'm going to click on my floor system, hit escape. Should be able to click on it here. Why can't I select it? All right, modify, It's not letting me select my floor system. For some reason it's letting me select the floor system in the sectional view. I'm going to hit edit boundary, and it's going to ask me what view I want to do that. That would be in the first floor. Doesn't matter whether it's with dims. And now this is that section that's not to the exterior wall. So I'm going to align that and lock it. And now if I hit OK and take a look at my sectional view, you can see my floors in the right place. Let's do this one more time for a second floor. So I'm going to go to the second floor, and for my second floor I'm going to go to architecture, and I'm going to pick the same type of floor system, which is this wood truss with carpet finish. And then I'm going to show you how to edit this later on. So again, as a review, once you're in architecture and you selected floor, you can, right now I'm on boundary lines. If I just click my exterior walls, I'm good. Now in this case, when I click them, it's snapped to the exterior face of the core, which is exactly what I wanted to do. All right. I need to trim this guy, so I can go to my trim command, select these two, and that trims that out. If I wanted to, if I click on one of these, you can see that I could move it to the inside face of the core, but I don't want it there. I want it on the outside. That's correct. Now when I hit OK, if I take a look at my sectional view, you can see that my that my floor is sitting on top of my wall as it should be. We're going to get more detail on these sectional views later on, but this will at least get your floor system in there. I want to, while we're in here, I want to show you how to edit a floor system, because this, first of all, I don't want carpet on my floors. I want to put a hardwood floor in, and I also want to put some sheetrock on the bottom of that because I want a finished basement. And in this case, I want sheetrock to represent my ceiling for my first floor. So how would I do that? So we could go to Edit Type over here, and it launches this. All right. I'm going to say Duplicate, and I'm going to call it, instead of calling it Joist Truss Carpet Finish, I'm going to say Oak Floor. All right, hit OK. And then under Structure here, we can hit Edit, and we can start putting things in. So this is what makes up those layers. Right now, this is set to carpet. I'm going to click on Material here, and it's going to launch all kinds of materials that I could have for my floor. And I think I can search oak, and I can click oak flooring for the floor that I want to put there. And I hit OK. And now it says oak flooring, but it only has a thickness of 1/8 of an inch. Well, oak flooring is not 1/8 of an inch. It's usually 3/4 of an inch. So I'm going to put in 3/4. And I've got my oak flooring in. Now I want to add another boundary here, so I'm going to say Insert. I want to move it down to here though. I think I can just move this down. Oh, here we go. I got to select the one that I want to move, and I want to move it down. So it's on the bottom now. And then for material, I want to put gypsum board in, and I'm not sure if this is, I don't even know how to spell it. Here we go, gypsum wall board. Here we go. Hit OK. And then for thickness, I'm going to put in a 1/2 inch. All right. Hit OK. And now this is wood truss joist oak floor. Let's see what it looks like. So I'm going to select this floor that I put in and change it to Why isn't it there? I must not have saved it. Ouch! I got to do that again. Edit type. Duplicate the name. I made a mistake. Do this all over again. Oak. Hit OK. Hit edit. I'm going to change this carpet material to oak. I can just do a search for it right here. You could put cherry flooring in if you wanted to. I'm going to change the thickness to what is appropriate, and I'm hoping I'm going to get this right this time. We need to insert a layer for, and we're going to move that layer down by hitting this button. And I'm going to change that to gypsum board or sheetrock. Hit OK. Change the thickness here to 1/2 inch. Okay. Now what happened here? So this, it should. There we go. Now it's updated. So now if you look at this, if I click on this floor, it says wood truss joist oak. It's the rename. And let's take a closer look at it, and you can see that I now have oak flooring up here with a 1/2 inch of gypsum board. Let's go take a look at the other floor that didn't change. This is the one that was the carpeted floor. And you can see that there's no sheetrock on the bottom, and it's only 1/8 of an inch thick of carpet. We can click on this floor and also change it to the new style that we've added, and now the whole system gets a little thicker, and we get the oak floor that we're looking for. All right, that was a long video because I had to do it twice, but that's okay.